Briggs upon the beat, Suthie on the speech. Let's go.
Sending force to sky, hope somebody hear me.
Speaking now, guzzling plant-based butter, low counter lights, low-fi grown man hype. This is a life if I took a flight. Would you still be by my side this week?
Curtain drawn and the blossom fall is Japanese. Looking out the V-looks, they want to eat my balls for the tea.
Lovely. Right, guys, welcome back to the SuthieCast. We've had a little hiatus as of recently, like 2 days. It's not really that much, but welcome back. We've got a fantastic guest on tonight, RSLBM.
That's me.
Resemble.
That's me. Russell the Bum.
Russell the Bum.
Russell Bum, yeah.
Who are you?
Rob. Yeah,
Rob.
My name's Rob.
Who are you?
Photographer, filmmaker, hip-hop guy from Leeds. If you're in the hip-hop scenes, then you've probably seen me running around a gig with a camera and a flash in my hand, just pop, pop, pop in people's faces, being really aggy with it.
Take a flash.
Yeah, literally, take a flash.
Take a flash. Got some nice pictures.
Thanks, man. Thanks. There's a very, very big back catalogue nowadays. Yeah.
Yeah, but what's with the waving frog?
So another sort of part of what I do. I've worked in like retail and all that sort of stuff for God knows how long, since I was a kid. And yeah, over the last few years, I've gotten into doing like pet welfare retail. So doing like, I worked at like Pets at Home for time.
Take a flight.
And yeah, and then like in the new year, this one of my mates, Alana, shout out to Alana, she messaged me saying like, yo, this fish shop in Beeston, they need you, like, and they were looking for someone that was like, they were looking for me, man, honestly. So I just managed to get a job there instead. So they do like, it's like tropical freshwater and stuff. That's my bag. So that's the little frog that you see, is a little dwarf African frog. But there's like koi ponds and like bear coral and all these like marine fish as well. It's a mad little job. Like it's a proper sick job.
Yeah, man. I like colours and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like corals and frogs. Yeah, it's pretty cool, aren't they? Yeah, so you're there, man. Like you just obviously saying there about being in the hip hop scene in Leeds and whatnot, and you've got quite a body of work behind you at the moment. So
been going for a while, yeah.
How long have you been going for?
Cameras in general, I started picking them up when I was about 15, so that was 12 years ago now, showing me age.
Yeah.
But like taking it seriously and doing like event stuff, that's probably been the last, I don't know, since like 2015, so like 7 years I've been doing that. And then videos, that's been since about 2016, 2017 probably. So not as long on the video side of it, but nowadays, yeah, I've been doing it all a while, to be fair.
Yeah, man. What's been your biggest sort of like highlights then of like what you've done so far?
One time I did do this sounds well fanboyish, but like I knew loads of the artists from the music way before I was involved in any of it. So when I got to do a video for Skott and Sniff, that were pretty big for me. Definitely was riding on the mega bus home, being like protecting that SD card at all costs and that. You know, like, this means a lot. And the last one that I put out, oh no, it wasn't the last one. The last one that I shot and edited and put out was with Jack Danz and Joe Snow. And yeah, as being someone that sort of, I'm not gonna say grew up, because I didn't grow up on hip hop, but like when I moved to Leeds and I got sort of bombarded with all these different culture that I didn't have growing up. They were sort of I really liked the sort of, when I was like, oh damn, these are from where I'm living now. These are from up the road. Like that you watch the videos and you're like, oh, I know where that house is in Hyde Park that they're having a piss up outside of. Like, I get it. I know these people are from around here. So to get a video shot and done for Danz and Snow,
pretty big.
18, 19-year-old me's like,
yeah, man.
It's a little big deal to me. Do you know what I mean?
Shout out to Jack Danz. If you're watching this, I know if you're watching this, Mr. Danz, we've had a chat about you coming on the show. So come on, Sue. Thank you.
He'd be a good guest, man. I love chatting to him. He's got a lot to talk about.
That guy is like a G man, isn't it? You know what I mean? He's like a what's the word, like a spectre. Do when you see him, he's like his hat on, and he's just like that, and it's just like you never see his face, even if you're looking at him.
Yeah, no, for sure. He's definitely elusive.
Yeah,
definitely elusive for sure. Like the sort of thing where like I always used to clock at the gigs. You'd never get to. I don't know if he does it so much now, but I always found that I never get to chat to Danz after a set because he just
evaporates.
Just go. Yeah, he just disintegrates into air and then materializes in a studio somewhere.
Yeah, man, crazy. So he's
just a normal lad, isn't it? Like he's just a normal Brad. At the same time, he's just a guy that we know, innit? It's great.
Just a nice normal guy. Yeah, out for a laugh.
Yeah.
Nice, I've never actually spoken to him, but I feel like we've had some like telepathic communications, like just from him like catching my glimpse. Seeing some pretty dark shit. Yeah. Yo, yeah, man. So, like, talk to me a bit. So your biggest highlight was shooting with Skott3ree and Sniff.
No, Lee and Sniff.
Oh, sorry, man. So, Lee Scott. I thought you said Skott3ree. Sorry, man. So yeah, Lee Scott. Yeah.
Skott3ree and Sniff on a tune. That would be an interesting combo.
Yeah, man, Lee Scott. Yeah, that's massive. Like the whole blah sort of like foundation. Like I don't really listen to a lot of UK hip hop. I'll put my hands up.
No.
But I do listen to artists like I've started listening to it probably a little bit more now. But the visual style is like so cool. Like, and I just think it's so like interesting. I've always been into like British cinema, so
like Lee definitely knows what he likes. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, man.
He's like a tastemaker sort of thing. He knows what looks good and what doesn't look good, sort of thing. I'll give him that for sure. Yeah, that was a big fun weekend. Was that a lot of stress on my head? But that's just me, mate. I just stress all the time about things, but.
And were they down to earth people or?
Oh yeah, they're lovely guys. Like I say that they are. They're lovely people. But they're just jokes. Like they're just always. I found that my time with them, they're always just making jokes all the time. Like just having a good time though. That's just it. Like it is just always having a good time. Which yeah, it was a good fun shoot. It was just the whole track was about the job centre called Yellow and Green.
Okay.
So we were literally just being like, well, where are the nearest jobbies? Let's just go and film outside the jobbies, and that's all we did. And then a video came from it.
Took a flight.
Take a sip.
Yeah, man. You got the North Face on the screen. They've just disappeared. They've just disappeared behind a coral reef. I think
that's a hammer coral. I'm learning about the corals. I don't know much about them. I'm freshwater, but I'm learning.
You got Lee Scott now. Not Lee Scott, sorry, Skott3ree. Fuck's sake.
Too many Scots.
Yeah, too many Scots for my liking, honestly. But yeah, I mean, what are your biggest influences? Or would you say like sort of like film's your biggest influence, or would you say you're influenced more like by music and sort of like?
It's weird. It's photos. Photos is what I remember. Like different shots in films, yeah, but in my head, like it's so it's kind of weird. Like I wouldn't say I have a photographic memory, but like imagery, I'm just if I've seen a photo once, I can know if I've seen it again. Do you know what I mean? And like yeah, just recall loads of random images, and that's what gives me it all. I mean, you'll have it with music, and you listen to heaps of different music. You don't quite know where you're drawing the inspiration from, but you do at the same time.
You
But
do,
yeah,
yeah.
so for me, it's photographs is what I remember the most, like classical photographers and such, just from like learning. I did it at uni, innit? So like we had to sort of do proper analytical and learn about like, oh, this is the photography from the 1800s and then the early 19s and then all the way through, and sort of like it's just this big timeline of style, and everyone's building off of each other. So yeah, photographers like basically like Henry Cartier-Bresson is probably the one that's the most famous. That like if you get into photography and you don't learn about Henry Cartier-Bresson, you're not getting into photography. It's one of them things. But then other ones like William Eggleston, Stephen Shaw, people like that. It's just Bruce Gilden as well. Bruce Gilden is probably the most influential in terms of my photographs from that type of photography. So he does a lot of stuff which is like loads of people think he's an unsavory word. They're like he's not, but he's brutal with how he photographs people. Like he will just walk to random strangers in the street. He'd just walk right up to you and just be like with a huge flash, and you just be like, whoa, and then you just carry on with your day. But like it's a proper controversial thing. Like some people, when I've explained it and showed the photographs to like my girlfriend, and she's just been like, I hate that. That's awful. You shouldn't do that to people. And I'm just like, yeah, I can get behind that. But at the same time, the photos though, beautiful quality, so good. Yeah, definitely. Photography is, which is weird because I'm more of a video artist now. Is how that's what I do more of than anything else these days. But the photos is what
Inspires.
Still drawing influence from that mainly. Yeah.
I think personally, I think photographs do inspire me as well, and like imagery and visuals. Quite a visual guy, as you can tell. Yeah. Yeah, man. Like, talk to me about like music, man. So, what kind of music are you into?
Right now?
Yeah. What's popping? Japanese.
Japanese jazz fusion.
Japanese jazz fusion.
That's what I've been listening to for a while now.
I think I'm not just saying this to be like trendy or cool, but I think I've heard it. Like I totally get what you mean by that.
They're fucking sick, man. Like, like, oh no, man, it's so good. They're like, if there's one band you gotta listen to, it's Cassiopeia. Like Casio watches.
Yeah.
Like Casio, and then P, as in like a garden P, petit pois P.
Cassiopeia.
Cassiopeia, I think it's pronounced, but
who cares? But it sounds good.
It's the music that matters, exactly. Yeah, they're crazy. They've been releasing albums since like the late 70s, and the latest one was like 2017. So they're still going. Like, but over lockdown, I mean, yeah, everyone's gone on their own little musical journey, I feel. And I feel like if you just sat listening to the same thing and you have been for 15, 20 years or whatever, like you're not doing music properly, you're not doing your brain a service here, because you just get stuck in the same rhythms, the same melodies, the same sort of themes and styles and stuff. So like I've tried since I sort of left home and moved to Leeds. I've been like, no, I'm just going to try and diversify everything I listen to.
Yeah.
Sort of like, just try and give everything a go. But over lockdown, I just got so into like 90s jungle, man.
Yeah, man.
It's the sort of music that you can like. It can get you, give you loads of energy and get you up and moving. Maybe ride your bike faster. You can do your jog a bit quicker, clean your kitchen a bit quicker, or you can just sit and relax to it and just be like, I'm just riding these rhythms.
These waves.
It can be. It's very versatile music. Yeah, it's very versatile.
It's very nostalgic and very evocative of the era.
Yeah, definitely.
What's your favorite film ratio?
4:3.
Yeah.
They don't get used enough, but you can't use it now anymore. 4:3 is like nearly square format. Everything's usually in 16:9 now, isn't it? But
widescreen, yeah. 4:3, yeah. I'd say that's my favorite as well. Definitely, I like that boxed sort of look. It's really cool. Yeah, man.
Yeah, loads of my videos like a lot of old film cameras, or old digital cameras, they do just film in 4:3. So you sort of forced to use it, but you can just put black bars downside. Like, I don't see no wrong with that.
As long as you've got the image sort of,
get the shot.
Cultivated.
As long as it looks good at the end of the day, look how you want it to look like.
I mean, the work with Skott3ree is really good. The videos, they were really inspiring to me as well. Like, I think Skott3ree is one of those guys that's like the visual sort of combination is what inspired me. Like the 4:3. There's a few of my first videos I sort of simulated that look, because like I said, I do really like that look myself, like that sort of boxed in. It's very focused. It's almost like a picture. It's like looking at a picture,
Well, yeah.
More concentrated.
Yeah, because most photographs that you'll have seen will have either been in probably like 6x4.
Yeah.
Which it's close to that, or it'd be 5x7, like one of the two. But I don't know why it ended up being 4:3 for video, but it's probably just like keeping the film stock smaller, and get more on the same amount of film. That's probably it.
I think I think the allure of it, I think it's sort of like, because looking at a widescreen is, for me, there's sometimes too much to look at. But with the 4:3's focus, it's almost like in real life, you can sort of see around. It's widescreen, but you can only sort of see that sort of box, can't you, if you look forward?
Yeah, it stops the audience getting distracted by the edges. You don't have to fill it with as much stuff, like.
Yeah.
But then you see what they're doing with like the IMAX. Obviously, it's not new technology at all, but the IMAX stuff, like they take the 16:9 and then it just goes. It just adds so much more to the frame.
Oh man!
You even get it in some films where, like, depending on which cinema you go see the film at, you watch a different film. Because if you go and see a film that's on IMAX, they actually put it onto IMAX film. It's on a whole separate thing, and then they'll run it, and it'll be a bigger image, so they can fit more information. I don't know if there's been any examples where there's been like you've actually missed something by going, but you get like a bigger picture, obviously.
Oh yeah.
They end up being like can be slightly different in the shots. It's quite funny.
I love IMAX.
I've only ever been one.
Brilliant. It's brilliant, man. I just love that. I love the cinema. I still like going to the cinema, to be fair. I still really do like film as a. I feel like film has become sort of, with the sort of like the sort of the word, I can't get the word right, but sort of like the growth of like streaming services.
Yeah.
I think films have sort of slightly gone backwards a little bit, but it's coming back. It's coming back. We've had those couple of years, but we're going back.
Yeah, like things move in cycles. Like I reckon it's when you sit at home and you pop a film on like say a streaming service or on telly or whatever, or you're just watching TV. It's you're in your own home. You're doing it in your own comfort, which is there's pros to that, definitely. But I think when you take the time and the effort to be like, we're going to the cinema to go and watch something, and it's like you can't get distracted. You're going to actually, you paid money, you're going to watch it, like pay attention, sort of thing.
Turn your fucking phone off, watch it. Like you're at home, you're watching. You know, I feel it's just how we've become. We're so like focused on our phones and social media. I mean, I'm guilty of it. I'll be watching a film and I'll just look. I'll pull off, check to see if I've got any messages, and I'm like, oh, I've not got any messages. It's like 12:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
It's like, and
then
I look at it.
I try so hard to like abstain from that because I despise it. It's so bad. It's so
awful.
Bad. And like it's messed with my head in ways that like until you abstain from it, you don't realize. And like I'm still guilty of always checking and always being online and that. Like, but it's. I just disagree with it so much, man. Like,
it's unhealthy.
Yeah, really unhealthy, definitely.
I think
I never thought. Go on.
For people that don't really have a hobby, who sort of like spend their life around just being online and not really just. Yeah. I find that really hard. Like, what do you do? Yeah, like we've got a purpose. We've got a purpose to be online. We've got a purpose to do it, but. Yeah. From the flip side, as a consumer, like sort of like going on our pages and stuff, you know, cool. That's what we want. But at the same time, it's like if you're not using it to, what's the word? I always lose my word. Sorry, man. If you're not using it to, fuck's sake, what were you gonna say?
Forgotten now, man.
Fucking COVID, man.
Have you had it?
Well, I think it's fucking brain fog, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's no laughing matter.
It's not. What the fuck's it, man? If you're not using it to grow yourself, like sort of for the betterment of yourself and those around you.
Yeah, if you're not using it for I don't know, like if you're not using it for growing yourself, for what's the fucking word, man? Oh man, it's pissing me off. We're in the middle of a fucking podcast. I'm having a fucking brain fart.
I might have a thesaurus.
Got a thesaurus? Fuck's sake. What is the fucking word? Interlude. Right, let's have a look. So oh my fucking god, it's the heat as well. It's this pissing heat in here. It's just, I'm fucking sweltering. And you're all right. You've got no mask on.
I'm freezing.
You're freezing.
I got my window open. I've been, cold. It's cold.
Holy fucking shit. Right. If you're not using it to promote yourself, that's the word.
Promote yourself.
Fuck's sake. Right. Sorry, man. So if you're not using it to promote yourself, what the fuck are you doing? Like, that's probably a bit of a controversial thing to say.
Think about this. This is something I was thinking about the other day, like, because I've taken like a huge step back from my social media presence over the last 6 to 8 months. Like, for lack of a better phrase, I dropped off a cliff. Like, and you know what? I feel so much better for it. Like,
which cliff were
it? Bempton, over on the East Coast. Bempton Cliffs. I went over. Not birds and that. No, right. Yeah, no, it was fine. I feel better for it, honestly. Like, cracked my back and that is good. But no, yeah, I just went from posting shite on my story all the time, and like people would say that they'd enjoy it. I've had people say, especially about when I put fish on there and stuff, people would love it. But then I was just like, you know what, like, who am I doing this for? Like, is this me, or am I just doing this because it's a tick that I've accrued? And like, I definitely was a big proponent of like only posting if I had a reason to actually post something.
Oh yeah.
And that I've become so strong with that, where I'm just like, I just don't post anything, and like, and I don't care about what the view count is. I don't care about what the like counter says. It's so irrelevant. What bothers me is like, are the right people seeing that art, and is it good?
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't care. Like, I've always said, like, when it comes to the music videos and stuff, like, I could care. So, like, I don't care at all about the artist fans. Like, that's their fans. They're not my fans. They're their fans.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I don't care if they don't know about me, but I care if their label boss knows about me. Like, that's important. They need to know that I did it. Because like at the end of and it's not all about the money, but it's all about the progress.
It's all about the sort of the journey, isn't it? You know, about building yourself, which is great. I mean,
making sure that you're sort of securing deals for doing other things like down the line. It's all that butterfly effect crap, isn't it? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, that's it. Little things.
Today, it could have like such significant effects on your life down the line.
So it's like you posting something on Instagram, you know, so that you think's funny. Someone else might see that and think this guy's a bit of a dimwit.
Yeah.
So we're not going to work with him because he's, you know, there's seen some sort of like psychological, like subliminal sort of reading from it.
Yeah. So I just try and post like when it's actually relevant to post.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's and I see it as a portfolio as well. Like, there's not really obviously you can have a website and a portfolio and other stuff like that. Like, I want to do a show reel soon, to be fair, because I've got so much good work under my belt, and like a few bits that aren't released yet that are like primo. And I just want to put something together like that. And it's important to do them things, but at the same time, like, I don't feel like I need to go and spend £1,000 getting a website developed and sort of doing all that when I can just have an Instagram go, it's there. Just look on that. I don't know if that's lazy or what, but I've had like people way more professional than me tell me that you don't need a website, just have a good social media, make it nice.
Well, there's truth to that, but I think having a website is cool. It shows that you're sort of
on it.
No, I wouldn't say legit, but on it. Yeah, you're on it. You know, you've secured that real estate online, haven't you? You know, Instagram's not yours, man. It's not your website.
This is true. Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Just build into the algorithm. You're just working as part of that machine, man.
Yeah, I try to not even think about that. Do you know what I think? Maybe I just like when I say I don't care about the numbers, I don't not look. There's a distinction. There's caring and there's looking, and like I don't have any drop off ever.
That's good.
When I leave it a month or when I leave it 3 days, it's always the same.
That's
good. Either like I've just cracked the code and you're actually not supposed to try and delve into it and just post whenever it's right to post, or I just don't get that. I just don't get that much engagement as I should.
So you've broken the algorithm. Sorry, fuck's sake.
Yeah. You break it by just not taking part in it.
Got any new projects coming out?
They want you to think it's the rat race.
I say they do, man. Yeah, they want you to feed into it, don't they? You know, this algorithm shit. Because I tell you what, it gives me fucking nightmares, man, with these SuthieCast videos. Yeah.
Oh man.
Wake up at night just like sweating, looking at my YouTube, like who's watching?
Because you've got the belly on too.
Oh, fuck's sake, man.
You don't have to sleep in it.
Yeah, you don't have to shit in it, man. Yeah. You have to. I wish I'd shower in it. Have you seen the state of this?
What does it say on it?
It says fucking dirty cunt. That says big Suthie. Then you got 4 X's, I think. Is it 1, 2, 3, 4? Is that an X? No. You got a little beard. You got like a little thing there. I don't know what that says, man. Yeah.
Has it always had the drawings on it? Have they been added over time?
Added over time, yeah.
Yeah. I swear one in the earlier videos.
Oh, they've been there, yeah. They've been there, yeah. Yeah, well, it's like that Mandela effect, isn't it?
Did it all into a big picture or not?
Yeah, man. It's crazy. I can remember that. I can remember the Mandela effect, but I can't remember promote. That's weird, that, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's fucking weird, that. So have you got any new videos coming out with Scott, have you?
No, we actually don't. I for the first time since I sort of started doing videos this last year, I sort of went, no more. I'm the shop is shut. I'm closing my doors because I needed to, so I could actually get some bit more scope about what we're doing, what's important to me, like what I actually want to be working on. But we're coming out of it. I need to get this office looking nice, and I've just moved out in it this week, so like everything's still in boxes. It's crazy. Moving house is so hard, man. Like it's just this job after job after job, isn't it? But yeah, we'll be getting some stuff. He's like, I don't know how much I should talk about it, but I know he's got loads of music stacked, like so much music. Oh my days!
I know.
So there's plenty of opportunities there for me to just make videos. But the relationship I have with Lou, Scott, like that, is is really good because he doesn't pressure me. He just says we'll work on what we're going to work on when you're ready to work on it and all that sort of stuff. And what that means is that I can sort of take my time that I need for myself to sort of get my head around how I'm feeling. Like I'm always up in my brain, man. It doesn't shut up. And but then when I'm ready to go, it's like I can just work as much as I want, and we can just do loads of stuff. So expect to see way more from me and our Scotty, definitely way more from Scott. I've got one thing that I have actually that I've only got one thing that's unreleased at the moment, and it's a big one. It's
massive.
It's not over 20 minutes. It's the biggest thing I've ever done.
Fuck me.
Right.
Who's this with?
It's with a he's not. He's just I'd call him just a musician, really. He's like I'd call him like a producer, but he doesn't just make. He makes hip hop, he makes techno, he makes a bit of this, makes a bit of that, makes a bit of everything.
Right.
He's called Skott3ree.
All right.
He's a DJ as well. Kortzer, Skott3ree. I know him. He's like from Manchester ways. And we met through a collective called Loose Lips. So we met doing that. Like I was doing all visual stuff for them, and he was sort of just doing logistics and running stages and all crap like that, DJing and stuff. But it's for one of his uni projects. It's the whole thing is like I guess like a visual metaphor, visual similes, all imagery, just talking about from nature to man.
All right, cool.
And sort of the gap bridged between like how humans are related to nature and where we sort of find ourselves within it. And then it's like a three-parter. There's like an ambient track, a more ambient but more rhythmic. There's like loads of sample bits, and then the third one is just like some fucking techno, like proper under the arches type techno. It's heavy hitting.
Interesting.
And yeah, it's beautiful. Like I toot my own horn. It is the best thing I've ever done. I guarantee. Like I don't know how I'm gonna best it for a while because it's legit.
Looking forward to seeing that one.
I don't know how we're going to release it, but it's at a point where we're like, we haven't been able to get on the phone for weeks. We've both just been too busy at the same time. But it almost needs like an event. It needs to be done as a live thing. To be fair, the part of the video was to sort of incorporate, well, how would it be demonstrated as a live performance? Like that was sort of the crux of the whole thing. So we have thought about that, but we sort of time limits on the uni thing, the constraints from that, we sort of cobbled something together just to get him the marks, and he got a first, so it all perfect.
Nice.
But then we're actually like, but how are we actually gonna do it? Like, what are we actually gonna do here with it? So maybe some event, probably over Manchester ways. Maybe we'll do one Manchester, one Leeds, like a screening type thing. Not sure. But eventually, I imagine it will just end up on the YouTubes and
on the old YouTube. Aye.
Original and the best.
Aye. Where are you from?
Originally, I'm from York.
Take a flight.
Yeah. Grew up there, never left until I was 18, then moved to Leeds, and then finished uni, and then went back to York for a year, smashed a year of working at KFC and that, and then, yeah, came back to Leeds, never left.
Nice, man. I think Leeds is a place where people come and never leave because it's just such a community.
Yeah,
you know.
it's a black hole, mate.
Black hole, man.
Yeah. It's either that or they leave and go to Manchester. Like, there's...
Yeah, and I think, like, I don't know, like, about York. Does York have much of a scene, like, sort of like hip hop and stuff?
No, I mean, it wasn't really my bag when I was a young lad. I got into all the heavy metal and stuff like that, all fucking mosh or screamo stuff. When I was a kid. Yeah, and catch me, 14-year-old, at like Slipknot shows and stuff, just trampled on by just get trampled on by fully grown men and shit. Like,
yeah, man.
Some airs on yourself, definitely. But yeah, it wasn't until like I moved to Leeds. It's like I was saying before, how like now I try and have a really open mind with music, because when I was a kid, I was just like, fuck everything else. I just love metal. You know what I mean? Like, that's all I was into. And I was almost like, I got called like a snob quite a few times, and I was like, I'm not a snob, I just don't like what you like. And
fair enough.
But now I see through my 15 and 16-year-old angst, and I'm like, no, you were a little bit of a snob. You can listen to it, but it's not everything, and other things have value as well. So pay attention to them. So that's what I'm on at the moment. Is just being like, yeah, anything's good. Anything's good.
I like that. It really speaks a lot to me as well. I'm into a lot of stuff. Yeah, man. Like, cool, man. I'm going to ask you something, but I totally forgot. Which is probably like, it's not the worst podcast you'll ever go on. This. I've
enjoyed it. It's the first and only one I've ever been on.
The first and last one you'll ever do.
Yeah, we'll never go. Probably. I've enjoyed it.
You ever like? Have you ever like seen anything weird or like
UFO?
Yeah.
Actually, to be fair, the other night I was at a little barbecue in Hyde Park, and we was all looking up, and I think it was a satellite. Other people thought it was a plane. So
you thought a UFO?
I seen a UFO. Other than that, one time when I was a kid, so where I grew up, it was basically at the end of the street that I grew up on. The street runs north to south, and when you get to the end of the street in the north, there's nothing apart from fields until Middlesbrough. It's just
wow.
Fields and crossroads, but then it's another field.
Yeah,
no towns or anything. It's quite mad.
Lovely.
And, so we would just all be out in the farmers' fields all the time, like, you know, just being kids, just exploring and that. And then one time, like, obviously when you're a kid, your imagination runs wild, and this is all it probably was. But like my brother and this other lad, we both attested to it years down the line. Of like, we were going on this like mission to just go to the back of this field, and I must have been about 7, maybe 8, and yeah, there was like this tree stump, and it was dark, and there was like a tree stump right at the back end, and there was a light coming out of the tree stump, and we were all stood there going, "What is in there?" And then like there were genuinely like lights coming out of the sides of this like tree stump. And we walk over to it, and then loads of ducks come flying out of this beck, and we're all like, ah, another way.
Fuck.
Shit, one of
man.
those things that, like, because we got home and like I asked my brother, like, there was light coming out of that, and he was like, yeah, there was. So like it's that shared experience of being like, well, if I was on my own, I could have deceived myself, but because other people are saying yeah, then it's like, but.
Interesting. The spooky places, York, there's a lot of spooky sightings, isn't there? It's quite an old city. Well, it is a very old city. Jorvik.
Really old. God, it's been there
Since the birth of man.
Jesus of York.
Yeah, Jesus came, didn't he? On his annual tour.
Revine Fest and that.
Yeah, man.
European tour. I don't know how long it's been there. I know the Minster, the big church, the big cathedral, that's been there since like 900. The year 900 they started building it.
Woof. With fucking Vikings and all them lot.
Yeah. Everyone's been there. I think it's a very. I love the history and stuff, and it's a very, very interesting city for that because like.
Why?
I mean, well, it was the capital of the British Isles for a while.
Oh, yeah.
It were like the Vikings have been there, the Romans have been there, like Constantine died there, like, do you know what I mean? Like, he was a very important figure in like the whole of the Roman Empire, and he died in that city, and it's just like 200,000 people in the north of England. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. Keanu Reeves played him, didn't he?
Oh. I actually watched that film for the first time since I was a kid, a few months ago, or maybe like sometime last year. And I was like watching it, and I was just like, "Oh my god, I actually understand it." You ever do that with a film? You watch it as a kid, don't have a clue what's going on. No matter how many times you watch it, no idea.
There's a few of them, you know. There's a few movies. Yeah, man. That were a bloody out. That Flubber. That were a fucking mind buckler, wasn't it? What the fuck were going on in that film, man? Fucking...
So, Flubber's pretty mad actually. So the VFX in Flubber, yeah, the guys that designed and did all of the Flubberness of Flubber,
the dancing, right? And that, yeah.
Yeah, that dancing scene that you're on about, you know, the one where there's all the different where there's all the different Flubbers doing all the different things. That was
we're
like
talking.
It was one of the first scenes that was ever 100% CG.
Whoa.
Right? And these guys that did all of this, yeah, it was something like the week after they finished the last film, yeah, which was Casper the Friendly Ghost, loads of absolutely groundbreaking visual effects in that. Next week, they start Flubber.
Flubber, right, lads? Back on right, we're on Flubber now.
And it's just like, all right, yeah, you've done that. You've broken all these new boundaries. You're
traumatized by the fucking Casper mansion.
Exactly, and now you've done all of that. You've revolutionized the VFX industry. Now you've got to do it again with this thing instead. And they're just like,
it's fucking mad.
It's crazy.
Wow, and how did like Robin Williams like sort of act so well in that movie when there was no green creature? Is it a creature? What is it?
No, I guess it is. It's alive, isn't it?
Is it? Would you say it's like sentient, or would you say it's sort of like a?
No, it's definitely sentient.
Does it have a heart?
I don't know. I'll have to rewatch it and get back to it.
Where's his brain?
It is a brain. It's like an octopus.
It's like a It's not like an amoeba, isn't it? You know.
That's probably a good description. Because they got chopped in half and then they became like two, didn't they?
Yeah.
So amoeba is probably, it's like, it's an amoeba, that's as smart as a person.
Fucking mad. Yeah, have you seen the original from 1960s? No, it's a remake.
Is it?
Yeah.
Nah.
I thought it'd be like a film, man. You'd know this.
If you get to know me, it's fine. I'm very knowledgeable, but I'm very oblivious at the same time. Like,
I thought you'd have done this in back in university.
now I didn't do film. I did photography in it. So
oh, sorry, man.
About films. We did one film module, right? And all I were doing at that time were playing Skott3ree.
Take a fly.
What a game! I were at Chill Smith's the other week, and we were playing Skott3ree, and I hadn't played Skott3ree for so many years, and I was like, "This is it was so nice to just be like, yeah, we'll just man, it's sick."
He fucking loves it.
Yeah, he does. He was like, "It's so good. It's just the sickest game," and I'm like, "I know, but if you're still playing it."
Yeah. Do you know what he said?
Yeah, like,
do you know what he said, man? He said,
yeah,
we need to do another podcast about Skott3ree. And I'm like, all right then.
Yeah, so whilst I was doing this, whilst I had this video module hanging over my head, I was just playing Skott3ree in my uni halls, like, and it got to a point where I was like, I need to work out how to do Skott3ree for my video module, otherwise I'm just gonna fail. So what we did was, I went and took loads of like reference photos of different skate spots around Leeds,
all right,
and then recreated them in the game.
Sweet.
Like the park editor.
Yeah.
So there was like we redid like it was pretty good. It was like relatively accurate, but we made like Hyde Park skate park. There was like a few bits, because it's not perfect, but there was a few bits that were a bit different. And then there was the like the big stair set at the playhouse.
Oh yeah,
The playhouse stair set. Yeah, remade that. And then a few other bits as well. Like in the uni of, like, you know, where the like the uni of meets the hospital. And there's that sort of weird bits with the cavities of the, and then it goes down to like car parks, and then there's like them pathways, but then there's like little fun ramps next to the pathways.
Yeah.
Rebuilt all of that as well, and then made a little 1 minute skate montage. And the avatar was like me and my housemate, and it was entitled "If Only We Could Skate," because I could ride a skateboard, but that's it.
That's about it, yeah. Same here. So yeah, going back to Flubber.
Yeah, go on, Flubber.
Sorry, man.
The OG Flubber.
Let's bring the podcast down a bit. Like, let's make it a bit lowbrow. So we've got The Absent-Minded Professor, 1961, which is the original movie. I'll send you the links afterwards so you can have a look. Son of Flubber, 1963, which sounds pretty crazy.
Damn.
Yeah, so he's created his full name is actually Flubbergas, apparently.
Flubbergas.
Yeah. Wow, and then you've got, there's another one as well. There's a fucking TV one as well.
What?
There's a fucking TV series, yeah.
See, that's the thing.
What?
They used to leave movies long enough that you wouldn't know that it was a remake, because they'd leave it a generation.
Yes.
But now they leave it a year, and then
Yeah.
they're like, "Oh, we're gonna." I might upset a lot of people, but like, I'm proper not into any of the comic book films.
All right, fair enough.
And I'm just like, I enjoy them when I watch them. I don't get me wrong; they're well made. The scripting's good. Blah blah blah. Good stories. Like, there's a reason they're popular. 100%. But I'm just like, how many times are we doing Batman?
Yeah, true.
Like, how many Batmans can there be?
Well, I don't know, man. Like, I just think with Batman, in Batman's defense, I think there's so many different sorts of Batmans and styles of Batman that you can approach. So it's like, if they make comic books, if they write a comic book, if they make like another series of the comic book, there's so many series of Batman. We're not kicking off about that, are we?
They are definitely. They've got a huge wealth of like material to draw the films from. Definitely.
But then again, we're taking up real estate there, aren't we? I suppose, in the cinema. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I do. I hear that massively, and it's just like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like I say, when I watch them, I don't mind them. Like,
Yeah.
I couldn't watch that Endgame one. God, I had to leave that. That were a lot, but But I think that was the one where it was like, if you'd been paying attention to all of it, you were like,
It pays off.
it's
Yeah.
all happening. But having been just like, I've watched a handful of them growing up.
Yeah.
I've just been like, why is it all so dramatic, man?
I suppose like
But
for me, I don't know if it's just me or you, like, but I remember like when I was a kid, and I don't know if I've not even like if I've not probably not grown up or something, or but I remember as a kid, these films were what we dreamed of as kids. We dreamed of having films like these as a kid. Like when we had fucking Spider-Man movie and Daredevil and all that, they were really good films, but what they're pointing out now is beyond that. It's spectacular.
Yeah, no, for sure. It's like the whole thing with how they didn't do certain Star Wars films because they were just like, we just can't do it yet. Like,
Yes.
the technology will come, we just can't do it yet. But yeah, I get what you're saying. But I think when I was a kid, like when I was a kid, I never questioned VFX. It always looked real to me.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I never saw the jankiness until you get like, I've got a bit older and I've gotten like sort of more trained in it, and like I can't watch films the same way and I can't look at photos the same way anymore. You're always analysing it and trying to work out how they did this and what they did there and all that.
That's
and
interesting.
And now when I look back at old films and you're like, me.
Yeah.
Awful. Like, oh my god, did you ever see the Mummy them film?
Oh man, what Brendan fucking Fraser,
Brandon
man.
Fraser.
Oh my
Classic.
god, I went to the cinema to watch that.
What was her name? Oh, I can't remember. The lovely lady, the leading lady.
Oh, I can't remember. I just remember that bald guy.
Everyone's second that. But when they go to the Scorpion Kings,
oh,
and that CGI rock comes out. That one I clocked and went, that's bad. That's someone needs to lose their job here. Like the big reveal of the ancient evil bad guy right at the end, and you ran out of time, and this is what you're giving us,
yeah, that was bad back then. That was terrible.
Yeah, it was bad for the time. That's the thing. It was bad for the time.
But was it? Was it bad for the time though? Oh yeah, it was bad for the time. Yeah, true. Definitely. Interesting, man. Yeah. VHS. Do you think it's coming back?
No.
I disagree. I think it's 100%. Yeah.
What makes you say that?
I just think that the whole physical market is expanding musically. Like, you've got records, you've got tapes, and I think there's definitely one for it. And I think there's definitely a nostalgic value to it as well.
I think if you wanted to do, say, okay, so let's like talk products. Say if you wanted to do, you and a few mates end up going on a tour, doing music, blah blah. You get someone like me, I go and film it, and then we're like, let's release a physical tour capsule thing, like a tour diaries, and it's a physical. I would probably say you'd do better on DVD than you would on VHS, because like getting your hands on a tape player is easy enough. They're not expensive. Getting your hands on a vinyl player, like, yeah, they can be expensive, but again, easy enough. To get yourself a VHS player that you can then hook up to a now telly that's like a smart TV that just takes HDMI.
Yeah.
People are going to have to do research. Like, there's definitely a barrier to it. But
there is.
I would also, just as an object. Yeah. Cool. I can get behind, like, this is like, imagine as part of like so you do like an EP release.
Yeah.
And as part of the EP release, you do like your cassettes, but then you're just like, oh yeah, and we've got a VHS with like 2 music videos and a secret behind the scenes making of this track on it that you can't get online, and like only one of the videos is actually online. Like, I get behind that.
That's cool,
like,
man.
I think if you add scarcity to it,
that's the word.
It makes it better, definitely.
That's the word.
I think it were, you know, Trellian.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did a and like, these are supposed to be stupid rare, like they don't exist type thing. But I think he did a thing like that. I can't remember. It was for the Lighthouse tape, I think, or like a few of them. Few music videos around that time came out on a VHS.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, no, I think as a broader reach is like coming back around and being part of like Vox Populi. This is just what everyone's on with. I don't know if VHS will fit that, but I think you've inspired me. I'll put some out on a VHS. Okay.
Yeah, because we could do like you can take. I don't mind if you obviously use this idea, but I think even me and Scott have talked about this. Skott3ree, by the way, like Skott3ree, not Lee Scott. So basically, like you do like a music video, but like I said, you do the EP release. You'd have the VHS of say like of not the video online, but maybe like a modified version. And you'd sort of have this video, and you'd make a few copies of it, but you'd maybe drop those copies around like Leeds or something, like in like club toilets and stuff.
Geocache them about.
Yeah,
I like that.
Lost media, you know what I mean? Like stumbling across this old grubby VHS, and you know what the hell's on it. You put it in, and it's fucking Skott3ree.
Music videos from this year. Like it says on the back, it's like trademark like Habitat 2022 or something.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Who?
What? That'd be great. People do that with their photo books and zines and stuff. Though you go into say like Village Bookstore in town, which is like a little art shop. I think it's just. I hope it's still open. I hope it survived COVID. I ain't been in. I'm bad supporter, but Village Bookstore. You go in there and you just be like browsing through, looking at the books, and then you just sort of like slip your photo book behind it, and then your photo book is now in Village.
Wow!
But it's not for sale. You can just take it, and people do that, and it's like as like sneaky way you can sort of, and I guess is that a thing in like record shops?
Potentially.
You ever heard of people doing that?
I've heard of people doing it with MP3 players and leaving like MP3 players like flash drives around.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, like
That's
and like
cool.
putting like exclusive songs in it. They'll put a few songs that don't, or like one flash drive ends up in Italy. Some geezer picks it up and then puts it online, and it's like shit. We've got some tracks here.
Yeah, and that's how it gets out.
Yeah,
I rate that.
but then the his PC blows up, and then he goes on Reddit complaining about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's just it. If you find a USB stick on the ground, I'm not plugging that into my computer.
No.
I don't know what it's gonna do. But I follow this account on Instagram, and I've seen them recently, just like flitting through stories, and like I have no idea who they are. I think they're in America. No idea what they do, but they're just going around at the moment and just being like they'll just hang a Hilfiger tee, like a Tommy up on a thing, and just be like, you know where it is, and then they just leave it there, and they'll be like doing all these different garms all over this like city in America, and they were even in some like clapped out crack spot, and they were just like bag of jazz cabbage just up there sort of thing. And it's just like what a sick thing to do. I love that.
That's fucking awesome.
Another one of them, there's a graph artist from, I think they're in America. I think they're from LA, but I have no idea. They tag guns, and what they've been doing for a while is they'll go into like an IKEA or something, or like another sort of like a Goodwill, or just somewhere where there'll be like artwork that already is in like a frame or on a canvas or something, and they'll go in with like big drip markers and just be like on this thing, and then just like hide it behind all the other ones and be like, original piece of art in this IKEA in South Central or whatever, and then someone will go and buy it from IKEA, but it's got a guns tag on it as well.
Fucking sick. It's all about thinking outside the box.
It proper is like proper lateral thinking, like how to get your name out there, how to create artwork. I don't even need to buy canvases. I just go and destroy someone else's, like, and it's like capitalist regime and all that. Like, yeah, it's a big power move. Got many levels to it.
Yeah, man. Fuck the pound. Yeah, man. So, yeah, where can they find you?
Undisclosed location in Leeds, mate.
Yeah. I know where you are.
I know you do. Nah, on Instagram's probably my most prolificness on socials. I have a Facebook, but I don't use it. I've got a LinkedIn, don't use it. Yeah, RSLBM. It's people don't know what it means. Yeah, but that's where you find me.
Write, shoot, lots, Black Mirage.
Could be.
So yeah, brilliant. Well, thank you very much for attending this podcast, Mr. Rizalone. It's been RSBLM. Is it? Yeah. We've had a really good chat about stuff, about films and whatnot. It's been really exciting. But yeah, thank you very much for coming on.
Thanks for having me, man.
It's been really cool. If you want to come back on, you can come back probably on the next series now, because we are coming to an end of this run of episodes.
Oh, wow. You're doing it in seasons, yeah. Season 1, Season 2.
Season 1 finale is coming, man. It's going to be explosive. So yeah, tune in for that one. But yeah, guys, thank you very much for watching this episode. It's episode 18 of the SuthieCast. It's like, share, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell for future updates. Thank you. I don't know why I'm speaking like this for, but yeah, thank you very much for coming on. It's been great, Mr. Rizzleblum. And enjoy your night.